On August 18, 1925, the Uptown Theatre opened its doors to almost 12,000 people, eagerly awaiting to be the first. 60 policemen were called to the 46,000-square-foot theater at Broadway, Lawrence, and Magnolia Avenues. More than 4,000 seats were available in the auditorium from the main floor, the mezzanine, and the balcony. The Uptown Theatre was designated as one of the greatest art buildings in the world. The owners, Balabin and Katz, and designers C.W. and George L. Rapp had never made anything like this before, nor was it to ever be replicated again. The architectural style was Spanish Baroque, influenced by the Spanish Renaissance. The theater gave off the feel of a castle in old Spain. The carved marble, the large columns embellished with shields, mural paintings, griffins, heads of laughing kings, and classic Spanish women all around. The Uptown Theatre was anything but simple, with its main facade about as tall as an 8-story building, a grand 3-story lobby with double curving staircases that led to balconies, and a 70 by 50-foot proscenium arch. Even the simplest things as bathrooms and dressing rooms were made of marble. The theater was meant to last forever and be something for future generations to revel in, but it didn't last forever. In 1969, Balabin and Katz sold their theaters, the Uptown among them, to the American Broadcasting Company. Just 2 years later, it was sold to Plitt Theaters, Inc., and another 2 years later, the Uptown was sold yet again. That is, until it closed permanently in 1981. Because of its extravagance, the size, and the dwindling economy, managing the Uptown Theatre got more and more difficult. In its heyday, Uptown was a distinctly different district. It was different than downtown, but rivaled it. However, that wasn't enough to keep the Uptown Theatre running. In the early 1980s, there was a freeze in Chicago that the Uptown simply wasn't prepared for. The owners during that time promised to keep the building heated, but did not keep that promise. So the pipes filled with water, froze, and then burst. The basement flooded with water, and a lot of damage was done during this time. During the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, maintenance was kept up by volunteers. A strong advocacy group was formed called Friends of the Uptown. This organization is dedicated to raising awareness about the Uptown state and long to see the day that it gets renovated. On July 29, 2008, the Uptown was purchased by Jam Productions. This was the first spark of hope in a long time for bringing the Uptown back to life. Many things have been accomplished since this sale, however, it is hardly enough to put a dent into what needs to be done. With an estimated cost of $50 million for renovation, money is a huge obstacle. Publicity is a key to achieving the goal of getting the Uptown back to its original glory. Without it, the Uptown is not relevant. We will start to become disconnected because we haven't had the chance to experience it, whether it is a tour or seeing a show. The Uptown is the largest theater in the United States in sheer size. It is a part of Chicago's history and culture. It was seen as a grandiose theater in action and appreciated as a relic. It is time for the Uptown to get back to what it was meant to be. Until then, though, the Uptown Theatre remains silent.